Greetings, beloved brothers and sisters. When something happens in your life and you find yourself reacting and responding to it, the first thing you might ask yourself or ask others if you need help is, what should I do? What can I do? How can I behave in response to this issue? And of course, there are many things that you could do in response to anything. What I want to suggest is that rather than stay in the realm of what you can do, ask yourself, who should I be right now? Who should I be? And who am I being? If you find yourself getting upset, feeling defensive, feeling attacked, feeling victimized, ask yourself, who am I being? Who is it that's getting attacked here? Who am I being? Because when you talk about defensiveness, the only thing that has defenses is the ego. Originally, Freud called them the ego's defenses. So at that moment, you're being your ego. You're being identified with the part of you that changes, which is the part of you that isn't permanent, isn't forever. And if you ask yourself, who do I want to be in this situation? That will actually inform what you do. When this one works with couples, he tells them, you won't always feel love, but you can always be loving. If you ask yourself, who do I want to be right now? Who do I want to be? Very quickly, you'll realize that you're drawn to being the Christ. More than anything else, you'll want to be who you really are. The awakening channel of Christ. To bring love to yourself in the midst of your situation will inform you of the correct thing to do. It probably doesn't even matter what you do. Because anything you do that isn't what you want, you can do again or undo. But who you're being is crucial. If you can be love, if you can be one with your Father, with Father, Mother, God, you can do anything. This one had an experience the other day where he was the object of a scam. He was buying something online and they said, would you like to pay with PayPal? And he said, yes. But when he went to PayPal and he paid, he never got returned to that site. And as it turned out, he just sent money to somebody, but it wasn't connected to that site at all. He was never returned and say, your transaction is complete. And he could feel himself going into this irate, I'm a victim. Why do people do this? I want my money back. And he was yelling at the phone because the recording would not let him speak to a human. And he was yelling, agent, agent, agent. But it did no good. Anyway, he had to go out on an errand. And just before he left the house and just before he pushed the door open, he looked over at his girlfriend and he said, I'm going to be love now. It was so obvious. It was so painful to be this irate, righteous victim. He said, no, I'm going to be love now. Anyway, he was finally able to connect with someone in PayPal. And he really connected with this person, not as a product of some company that gives you the big shrug and said, sorry, we can't help you. The transaction's already finished. They took it out of your bank account. And the woman said to him, why don't we just give you the money and credit your account? And by that time, he had already forgiven the money. He had already realized that it's okay. I'm at peace. I got scammed. He was so surprised. She said, no, we're gonna just credit your account for that money. You've been with us for a long time. And you could tell that it was because of who he was being with this woman that had something to do with how the whole thing turned out. He was at peace before she said she was going to refund his money. And she obviated the whole connecting with the company and all the other calls that he would have had to make and stop payments on the bank and all that stuff. It was just love. And each of them wished each other a wonderful day, and he hung up. But looking back, it was a decision to be something else than this reactive machine. And that's where the power lies, in who you're being and letting that inform what you're doing. Just something to consider. I love you very much, and I'll speak with you again soon.